Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video, and today we're going to make this drawing that you're seeing entirely. Using colored pencils, we're going to mix here between Super Soft and EcoPencils from Fabia, but we're going to do the whole thing using colored pencils. I'm going to share many tips, so join me in the video. Let's begin our tutorial here. Just a reminder guys, if you want to support the channel, the QR code is showing up there, okay? Well, we've already made a horizontal line and a vertical one here, and remember that these lines are in the center of our page. Well, we're going to start here on the left side, which is Sasuke. We'll start at the top, and we're going to begin with a part of the hair, and that's what we're going to do here. Look, we're going to make a triangle. We pull here, go up, come down here, and including this bottom line, we formed a triangle. So what will we do now? Look, let's pull the little leg here to the left. We take it all the way down. See, it gets here. Then we go to the other one, pull it until it gets close to the line, and then we just grab it here. Look, and once we have this from here, we can already make it. Is his face looking good? So I'll start with the jaw, pulling it down here, see? And then when it's almost touching the line here, that's where we'll draw our straight line for the chin. You can even go over to the other side because Naruto's will have to connect with this one here. Now we're going to draw the eye, and to draw the eye, I always like to start with the eyebrow first. So I'll start here, look. Draw a line here to start the eyebrow, see? Make the eyebrow thicker. And at the end we make it a little thinner. Drew a little line there. Now we're going to do the eye. To make the eye, look, I'm going to draw a line following the eyebrow. The same spacing here. See, can you see it even changes direction down here? Look, it changed direction. We just come down here, see? Make another little line, pull it to the side of the other one, and then make the little circle. Look guys, what happens? I'm not going to do this detail inside the eye because we're going to do the manga and the Sharingan fell off. I'm going to do it up to about here, but I don't know it by heart, so I'm going to make a little circle in the middle. Whoa, and now I'm going to do it here. Look, like this symbol here 3 times, right? See? And then we go and color the whole outline here in black, and only that part will stay red, which is kind of like this. The eye, but I'll make it a little bigger later. Okay, so let's go. A little line up here, right in the middle, see? Then it touches the eyebrow and goes down, and now a little line here, another one here. One more small line for the nose, a slightly bigger line for the mouth, and another one down here. Now let's finish up, right? The rest of his hair, look, I'll start up here, I'll pull it here, right? The top part of the head more oval, and then here, look, we already pull a strand of hair. Actually, wait, I made it too much. Let's make it a little less, look, a little lower, see? And then here, make another one more, another one, and finish here. Look, we finish this part here. Pulling here, look, making this other one here. Alright guys, well, I messed up here too. I think this little one here, look, not here, we're already going to make his own ear. Look. Alright, okay, cleaning up here. Now let's do the following. I'm going to finish Sasuke and then I'll do Naruto. After that, we'll do Kurama and Susanoo here. So let's finish Sasuke first and then we'll move on to Naruto. Then after that, we'll do the background, which will be both of them. So to do Naruto now, it's pretty easy too. We can start here. Look, so we pull here. It's kind of like hair, right? But to be honest, it is hair. And then here's the ear. Look, really close. Here's the ear. See, and then you come here and do the details inside the ear. And since we're here, let's do the same thing as Sasuke. Look, pull it down here until you get here, which is where you'd make the chin, see? It's actually pretty easy. Let's finish the hair since we've done this part. Look, start pulling out a strand, see a strand, and then keep pulling out another one. And then we just need to erase this line that's left up here. Look, just these here, these ones here, you can already leave them looking good. Alright, now let's do the eye, and just like we did here, we'll start here as well. Starting from the eyebrow, look, we come here, take it up until we reach the top. Once we get to the top, we change its direction, the line, see, and then we form the eyebrow. Here for Naruto, let's draw his eye. Look, pull it here. His eye is a little bigger than Sasuke's eye. Naruto's eye is a little bigger. Alright, draw the little circle inside here. Do it inside, right? Like a little corn kernel, look, okay? Here on the side, we draw a line for the nose in the same direction and the mouth in the same direction. And this other little line too, Naruto has the 3 little lines here, right? See? And it's going to be in black. When we finish here, we'll do the rest of the hair, so the drawing will be ready in this part, right? That's it, finish down here, 2 little parts of the hair, right? Now his clothes, look, do the clothes. Do the shoulder. Alright. Well, now that we've finished Sasuke and Naruto here, let's move to the background to do Susanoo, and on the other side Kurama, and then we'll do it here. Look, a hexagon. First, I don't know if that's the right shape, guys. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Alright, let's make it here. Now we're going to make it kind of in 3D, you see. Alright, we did that. Now we're going to do the eyes. And we make the eyes here. Look, draw a line outlining it. It comes here, look, take it up there. Let's do the other one now. Look. Alright, here we're going to make a horn, actually a spike, right? It's not a horn. Look. Look. Alright, and his eye is here, look, see? That's why I did this part first, and here is already the eye. Look, so there will be a little red dot here and everything else is colored black, right? When we're finishing the drawing here on the other side, it's the same thing. Look, make the eye, right? He'll start pulling over there, make the little circle here. It's all black. Okay, guys, make the nose here. Look. Make a line in the middle. Now we're going to make the mouth. To make the mouth here, look. Make a circle here, another one here, a circle and another one inside. Here it's the same thing, just bigger. And another one inside, make another one down here. One here and another will appear here. And then we come here and draw a little line, connecting all of this, then connecting it to the nose, see? And then guys, we make the chin, and then we finish up. This part of the Susanoo here, see? There are some lines here, right? Alright, up here too, there are some lines that we'll add when we color it. A lot of shading in this part. Let's draw a line here, and this part of the Susanoo is done. Now what we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to draw Kurama, and to draw the Kyuubi, right, Kurama, we're going to start with the eyes too, so let's go starting with the eye, and then look. The eye goes here, the eye inside here, look, here it goes, it's all black too, look, eye. Coloring like this, the tutorial, oddly enough, takes a little longer. So, but I also think even the sketch looks cooler this way. Color everything black, leaving this little circle here white. Well, that's it, guys. We did her eyes, now I'm going to do her nose down here. I'll color her nose black too. And then we come in and do the mouth. Draw the mouth here. and that's it. Here are the two bigger fangs, here are the smaller ones, and now we start making the other teeth here, and then well guys, now up here, and then now there will be some other details in the drawing, and we'll automatically go ahead here, wrapping up. Almost like Kurama. Kurama is a little easier to draw. Look, here we're going to make two lines, alright, here. It's as if her ear is already taking shape. And then, when we color here guys, that's where we're going to add the most details. So, whether you like it or not, it's simpler here. Because when we start adding a lot of shadows here, that's when the drawing will look cooler. I'm making these, right? The 3 lines she has, just like Naruto, and that's it guys. Let's go, let's start outlining this drawing so we can see how it turns out. It's going to look great. Let's go. So already starting to outline our drawing. Let's go. Let's do a great job on this outline here, and remember that we have our course focused on finishing your drawing, which is outlining. Coloring, right? Everything that involves making backgrounds, blending, coloring without those white spots. So don't forget that the link is there in the description. For you who want to become my drawing student, alright? Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to outline Sasuke and Naruto here, and we're going to leave Susanoo and Kurama without outlines, because we'll outline them with colored pencils when we're coloring. Let's get started here. We started with a shade of brown to make the shadows here, so let's take this brown and do all the shadows here. For Sasuke, there's a big shadow area right up there, right? On the forehead and a little bit near the eye. Then, with dark red, I reinforced some parts, and with light pink, I made a strong layer over the shadows, and then very lightly. We're going to take this pencil and color the rest of the skin. There will be some white spots here, that's normal guys. And as we keep adding more and more layers here, we can improve that look. And to finish, use a white to blend everything together. See, those white spots are gone. When I used the white pencil over it, well, I said I was going to use 100 colored pencils, so here we go, 99. Because I'm gonna color this part black here just to make a background. Because I think the super soft black is really bad, so I don't like coloring with it too much. So I'm just going to use the black here to make a base. You guys can use black, and if you have the EcoLapis black, it's perfect. It's just that I think the super soft one is really bad. I don't like its pigmentation. I'll begin here with shades of gray, a lighter gray and a bluish gray as you can see. After that I did this dark pink and light pink effect here on his eye. Then I started blending everything else here. See? I'm gonna add some pink shadows here on his clothes and hair too, because these shadows will make more sense here. Actually, it's more like a highlight, right? It wouldn't even be a shadow, but it will make more sense. When we color the Susanoo in the background, we'll finish the eye there, coloring it black and red. And then we'll start on Naruto's side. So what are we going to do here with Naruto first? The shadows with a medium orange, not that light orange and not that very dark orange either. And then I took the darkest yellow I had and reinforced those shadows. And then, with that dark yellow, I made a gradient and used the lightest yellow I have in my yellow palette. Here, and then, we're going to finish the rest here, right? The face and everything of Naruto here. And then, what we're going to do, guys, is color the eye there with the same shades of orange and yellow we used. And we'll color that band there black, that part of the outfit. Oh, and I forgot that this other part of the outfit here is also yellow, which is the same shades we used to color the hair and the face. Then, with an eraser, we're going to erase some parts where we want a shine effect. Go over it with white, perfect, we're done. Now we're going to start finishing the background of our drawing. I took a really dark purple, the darkest one I had, and outlined the whole drawing, then went over it with black. I colored the eyes and these little dots here, and with the same purple I used for the linear art, right? I'm going to add a shadow here over the whole drawing. We basically add these shadows wherever there are lines, and then we kind of highlight those lines with the shadow and also the horn part. There we actually colored it, and then we add these shadows down here under his chin. We color it really strongly. See, we want a really dark shadow in this part, so what are we going to do after these shadows? We're going to take a pink here in some parts. You see a really dark pink, and then the violet. Now we're going to do the following. We're going to color everything. Let's take this violet here and color the rest of the drawing. Even where we did the shadows, we use this violet as well to blend it properly. Then I use the purple again to improve the gradient. And then, after everything, we're going to take our eraser and start creating some shine effects here. Because there isn't just shadow in the drawing, there has to be a bit of shine too, so I used the eraser to make those shine effects. Then, I went over it with a white pencil and that's it. We've finished this side of Susanoo and we're already starting on Kurama's side. Kurama, guys. We outline the eyes and mouth in black. Then, I'm going to take the darkest orange I have and start outlining the other parts here that haven't been outlined yet. After that, I did some shadow parts with red. Then we go back here to the darkest orange we have. And then, we're going to do the same thing we did over there on the side of Susanoo. But here now it's with orange. And we're going to make these orange shadows all over Kurama. After we make these shadows look, then we're going to take our darkest yellow that we have and reinforce these shadows. Then where it stayed white, we're going to take our lightest yellow and color all the rest that's left in the drawing. Alright, well, same thing we did there on the side of Susanoo. We want to add a bit of shine to this drawing, so we're going to take our eraser and erase some spots here where I want some shine in the drawing. And then we make an outline there. Then, with the red and with the Posca pen, we come in and make an outline on Sasuke's side and on Naruto's side. And that's how we finish our drawing, guys. That's it. A video of almost 20 minutes, but we do it all right there, using colored pencils and 100 steps. So, I hope you liked it. Leave in the comments which tutorial you want to see next here on the channel, alright? Well, that's it, and see you in our next video.